Holy God. I can't wait to see this. Holy shit. El Capitan. Oh my God. Look at that. Over there. There's the van. Wow. Sorry for the wind noise. Oh my God. Wow. Holy God. That's amazing. Guess where we're having dinner tonight? This is Guadalupe Peak. Texas's highest mountain at 8,749 feet above sea level. Dominates most of the scenic and least known areas of the state. Yeah, I'd say so. Wow, that's insane. Wow. The road to El Paso will be uneventful at this point. Wow. Just, holy shit. Look at that. Hello from store 5717, or as it's colloquially known, El Paso, Texas. Now, mind you, there are 4 or 5 here in El Paso, but this one is closer to I-10 and on the way out of El Paso, which is precisely where I want to be. So on today's agenda, I'm going to go to Starbucks, get some videos edited, and then put up online so that I can continue to do what I'm doing. And also get some Leah video online and ready to go and push that out the door so that I don't have to do it anymore. And get that whole project done and out the door. Let's see now. What else is on my agenda for today? It's transiting from El Paso to Tucson, Arizona. Now, I am not going to drive 4.5 hours. It's just not going to happen. It's 304 miles direct. I don't want to do that all in one shot. I'd like to do it in 2, but there's a tiny little problem with that. And the tiny little problem is that there's no waypoint in between. There's a rest stop in between, but I don't know if you can sleep there or not. So I have to go back and research that. I needed to get this up and done and a whole bunch of other stuff done today. So I will go back and research that, and you'll see tomorrow where I end up. I'm in El Paso, looking at the El Paso mountain range, and I'll just show you that quickly. Right from there, you can see them right above the store, right there. And over there. Funny thing about this parking lot is that this is the very first place that I shot my very first YouTube video. It's the transmission issue that I have not run into, and I don't want to run into, thank God. But my transmission is slowly getting up there in mileage, so I need to start paying attention to it, because it's at the 40,000 mile range, and this is where the transmission can go just like that. And there's no rhyme or, and that would end my trip like that. Problem solved, Mr. Miles. So this is the very first place where I shot that video, and actually where I shot it was right, if that car moves, right where that blue truck is. I shot it right there. So sort of serendipitous, if you want to call it that. Is that the right word? No. Anyways, that's what's going on. So just a quick recap. So which way is this frog gonna jump? I don't know yet. I'm still working on ideas. So I just want to flesh out the idea that I proposed twice already, because I've gotten the question, what are you talking about? Because it sounds batshit crazy. So here's how that project would work. Originally, I had the idea of running a contest, running a prize contest where you go and you find the prize. and I'd shoot 3 clues, and then post each clue separately, and then that each clue would give you a tiny little hint as to where I hid the treasure, and bing bang boom, you'd go find the treasure. The treasure would not actually be in the box. I mean, I'd show it going into the box, but it wouldn't actually be in the box. What would be in the box is a phone, and they'd have to call the number that's at the bottom of the box and answer one question, and then they'd get their prize, one way or the other. In this case, the prize is money. So you're going to ask, Miles, you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Where's the money going to come from, dude? Your pie in the sky dream. It's not pie in the sky. It's just a very impractical way of doing this. If I had the money, I'd do this. Or if I had the money, I wouldn't need to do this. But I don't have the money, and I'm not going to have a whole bunch of money anytime soon, and I need to make piles of money because my NFTs are not selling. Where's the money going to come from? I'm going to in this scenario, I would sell my MacBook Pro, which I'm really not using all that often. I've switched everything to the iPad, and that I rarely use my MacBook at this point. I thought I would use it a whole lot more, but now that I've switched all of my video production to the iPad, I really don't use the MacBook all that often anymore. And all my backlog of video is all in Final Cut Pro, and without revealing anything about what's coming down the line, that may be a game changer that I might not need that MacBook anymore. So let's get rid of the MacBook and sell it for whatever I can get for it. Oddly enough, Apple is selling that same model today for $2,000, and they want to buy it off of me for $1,440 if I do a trade-in. So if I figure if I can sell it for like $1,800 and it's holding its value, so if I sell it for about that money, so that I take $500 and stick that into a series of videos, and then hold on to that last 1,000 and live off of that for a little while, see how that first game goes, and if it goes well, then do another one. But hold on to that next $500 and do another one. To get into the nitty-gritty details, you'd see me burying the box, or hiding the box somewhere, putting the money in the box, but there'd be a phone in the box, not money, with a little tiny piece of paper that says, call this number and you'll get your money. They call their money, and they call the number. They answer one question, and the answer to that question is actually on the bottom of the box, just to make sure that they're actually in the presence of the box, because I kind of sort of need to know that. I'd shoot 3 separate videos showing you a clue or a hint as to where the box is actually located, and put those up on YouTube one at a time, every other day or every day, to get people interested. Now, this is one idea, and to merge this with the storytelling is to essentially tell a story with each clue. And I get my stories out, which is kind of sort of the important part, is getting the stories out and people actually watching the whole story and embedding in that story a clue as to where the box is located. Now, because I don't want that thing sitting out there forever, I would time limit this, and time limit it to 90 days. So at the end of 90 days, the contest is over, and then I'd start another one. However, if somebody finds it before then, obviously I'd have to start another one. So you're going to ask, well, how do you make money out of that, Miles? Well, there are a couple of ways that I can make money out of it. One is kind of sort of defeating the entire purpose, but I look at it. I look at this option as you're going to spend to make, and the spend is really tiny, and the make is huge. So the spend in this case is to see those videos, or to see an extended series of videos, clue videos. You buy a clue, basically. It's kind of sort of like buying a vowel on Wheel of Fortune. Only in this case, you're buying a clue. Now, I can still do the 3 clues, but I can also add additional clues and shoot those. And if they want to buy a clue, then they can go buy a clue. Some people will buy them, some people won't, and that's perfectly fine. Those people, if you can figure it out from the 3 clues that I'll have, great, do that. But if you'd like a little bit more hint, then go get. So how do you make money out of that? Well, each clue is like $1, $5, $10. The closer that you are, the further out, the more expensive that the clue becomes. So that's one way to make money out of it. The second way, a more appropriate way is, and this would still happen because the videos would be placed on YouTube, and it's not violating any of their terms of service at this point, because it's just me telling a story, and it just so happens that story contains a clue. So I'd get my subs, I'd get my likes, I'd get my views, and I'd get my watch hours up, and basically I'd get a ton of monetization out of that simply because people are watching the videos. That's it. That's one way to make money. Still another is sponsorship deals. Now, I don't know who would want to sponsor these things, but you never know. Some people might want to sponsor. It opens up a wide range of sponsorship options. Still another way to make money with this is all 3 of those running at the same time. That's never going to happen, but you never know. Shit could happen. So there are a number of different ways that I could make money out of this. So it's not a pie-in-the-sky dream. It's not violating anybody's rules or regulations. And somebody walks away with $500 or not. That's how that game would work. So that's one idea. Still another idea, which I'll talk about later in another video. I'm still gestating ideas. But that's, a few of you have messaged me privately and like, dude, what are you yapping about? You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You're right, I don't. But this is how we make a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Now, mind you, I could go get a job. Yup, sure can do that. But the reality is that nobody's hiring this, okay? I've been, every other 2 or 3 days, I go look for jobs in my fields. And I've applied. It's not like I'm not applying. I am applying for jobs. Just in case, something comes through. Some piece of magic lands on my doorstep where I get to go do what I want to go do. I'm a trained videographer. I'm a trained web developer. I'm a trained, web developer, webmaster. So those skill sets haven't gone away. It's the goalpost is moved from in certain places, but not in others. The skill sets are basically the same as they were, 20 years ago. So there's no reason for me not to put out my shingle. There is a reason for me not to put out my shingle, which I'm not going to get into today, but I'm still going to put out my shingle. I have been putting out my shingle. I am still looking for jobs, and if those happen, great. If they don't, I'm working everything I can work so that I don't have to live off of Patreon, which is basically $159 a month at this point, and that's just not. That will pay my cell phone bill, and it will pay my car insurance. And that will leave me about $40 to eat on for the rest of the month. So if I eat ramen every single day for a month, then I'm living high in the, but I can't drive anywhere. And that kind of sort of defeats the whole purpose. So something needs to change. Something really needs to change. So I'm working all the angles here. Trying to get out of doing what I'm doing so I can get out of this and get into doing that. And all right, that is all the news that is fit to video today. On my agenda is go and edit some video because I need to go do that. And then put that stuff up online and then hit the road to Tucson, Arizona and maybe stop in between. And you will find out where I am in tomorrow's video. So my new sign off, which I may or may not use, is I'll see you in the next video.